So yeah, seeing as we're on the topic of football, Tommy D.
Football.
What is so the weekend games? What did we see? So we saw United back on the course of where they need to be, beating my team Everton over the weekend, quite comfortably, I think, in the end. Did you watch the game?
Yeah.
Man U Everton. I don't know. I mean,
They just look more dynamic with Rashford and Martial starting. They just look like they can transition through the thirds quicker. They've got more pace out wide. You've got more pace through the middle.
Yeah,
It's very different to when they've got Lukaku, and it's kind of like everything revolves around his first touch.
I agree, I think also Martial has improved loads. I think I just think he needed the game time, and I think he needed the confidence. I think now that he's got a couple of goals, I think his confidence is sky high. He looks like a different player. Anytime he has the ball in the box, okay, he kind of went 1-on-1 with the keeper at the end of the game. And
game was won though, wasn't it?
Game was won. That can happen to anyone. But I think most of the time when he's in the box and he's got the ball and he's got a shooting chance, I think you feel comfortable enough watching him knowing that he's going to put that away.
Well, yeah. Gary Neville was saying that finishing's where he is strong. So Gary Neville said he's finishing strong, but then he also said that he doesn't get enough goals. But when you looked at the amount of goals he gets, to say he's playing out wide, he's got to be up there in goals for a wide man.
No, I agree.
He can't be that far behind Sarri. In one season he got like 15.
Yeah,
Did Sarri get like 20? But City are just awesome, right?
Absolutely. So what I would say is that I think from an Everton point of view, it was I don't know. I'm a bit concerned in the sense that I think we don't have many opportunities.
You need that 9, don't you?
We did, yeah. I think
you need the 9, man. You got too many 10s, too many 8s. You just need a worldy 9.
It's that final third where we're lacking some, real quality, and I think, we tend not to, we tend to kind of, when we get to the final third, we run out of ideas. We either play the wrong pass.
That was evident a few times. The wrong pass was played at the wrong time.
The thing is, we've got the pace now. I think before it was a question of we haven't got enough pace in the side. I think the pace is there. I think defensively we're quite solid as well. The midfield area is quite good. I think what we don't have is a out and out striker that can kind of get us 20, 21 goals a season. I think Calvert-Lewin. I think he's still someone who's on the rise, but now you look at Ross Barkley at Chelsea.
Yeah, you can sort of see the player that
we should. Why
15 million was it?
Why we let him go? I still don't know. And the thing is, even at Everton, all he really needed was a bit of man management.
Yeah,
and I think people like Koeman and the managers we had in the past just didn't want to give him that man management, and couldn't improve him or develop him. It was the same at Chelsea, though. I mean, everyone was laughing when he went to Chelsea. Oh, you're just a squad player. You're just sitting on the bench. But Maurizio Sarri's come in,
revitalised. Yeah,
he's developing.
Hazard looks a better player.
So credit to Maurizio Sarri. I mean, whatever he's done at Chelsea, whatever he's doing at Chelsea, it's absolutely working because Chelsea. I mean, they're a couple of points off the top. I mean, you wouldn't have thought that, right? With the team that they had last season, it's pretty much the same team they've got this season.
Well, I'm thinking it's going to be a 3, right? Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea, whereas at the start of the season, I thought it would be a 2-horse race.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see 3. I think Spurs will fall away now. I think
United
have dropped too many points already. I know it's sad as it sounds.
Well,
and I think Arsenal, they're obviously in transition, but they're doing well. So I think the 3 will be those 3.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. I think the Spurs had a good chance on Monday.
On the Dust Bowl pitch.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that was
the baseball ground.
I mean, that was I couldn't. For the life of me, I don't really ever want to see a football game played on a pitch like that again. I'm sorry, just just postpone the game, man.
Don't you think it was great advertising for the NFL because you could still see their logos everywhere?
It was. The NFL was right there in the middle. It was just like could have spent a bit of time trying to scrub that shit off. You know what I mean? It's just like it was still there. But
I just thought it was interesting to see how much narrower an NFL pitch is to a Premier League pitch. Yeah. I didn't realise that obviously they have like 100 guys stood on the
I was
sideline.
getting confused because I
could keep seeing the line where I thought the line was.
And I kept seeing the ball going out to touch. And I was like, why is he taking a throw in from there? Because it felt like the pitch was, a lot narrower.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Riyad Mahrez, big applause to you for scoring that goal. especially after the weekend that he
Yeah,
had
man.
with Leicester. So
He just clicked into place like a jigsaw at City. No bedding in time.
No.
I think the thing is he gave Leicester a lot of years of service, but he deserved that move, didn't he?
well, I think where else? I mean, the thing is, look, he won.
He's so good. He couldn't have gone to another club, could he? He had to make that big leap.
He won the league title with Leicester. They were never going to go and do that again,
No.
right? So
He's bigger than no offense, an Everton player. So he had to jump to the top clubs, didn't he?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I agree. He had to go to a top 4 side, or he had to go somewhere else in Europe, you know. But I think he fits in well at Man City. I think absolutely. I think it was a good move. Liverpool. What's your thoughts on Liverpool at the moment? They're still kind of, from our last podcast, I was hoping by now they'd be
tailing off.
tailing off, but they are still going, man. You know, they're still competing very strong. They're up there on the table, joint leaders. I think City are ahead on goal difference. That's the only thing that kind of puts City ahead right now. But
I just think the squad will be the difference. Is Liverpool's squad going to be good enough to compete with City over 38 games, 15 Champions League games, or whatever you play, 12, 10 cup games in each cup? So you're talking like 60 games now, right?
I think,
do Liverpool have enough to compete? Because they're going to be in all those competitions, aren't they? All the way through almost.
so what's their best chance of winning anything this season? I mean, where would you put, if you were Klopp right now, where would you be putting your focus? Would you be putting it in the
on
league?
the league? Yeah. Can you imagine bringing the league to Liverpool? Fucking hell! After all those years,
Yeah.
I think the Champions League will be a step too far again because it's balancing the two. But if they went for one, they'll get one. Like City blatantly went for the league last year, got it.
Yeah.
They suffered in the Champions League. They went out to Liverpool in the quarters or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I think the same will happen to Liverpool this year. They'll go out in the. They'll probably get to the quarters of the Champions League, and I think they'll push City far in the league.
Okay.
That, for me though, a successful season is if Liverpool can compete at least in the title and then win something, then at least Klopp's got the monkey off his back.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Because Pochettino's still got a monkey on his shoulder.
Well, I think with
Still not won nothing after 4 years.
I think Pochettino. Well, that's the other thing. I mean, with everything that's going on at Real Madrid, sacking, which happened very.
Lopetegui. That was always going to happen after this scenario in which he got the job, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, I just think it's a shame though because he left Spain. Like a couple of days before the World Cup started, and
They'd be better off keeping him. Looking back, the way they performed, they were quite underwhelming, right?
nah, absolutely, they were. But I think if I was Pochettino, how many chances are you going to get though to go to somewhere like Real Madrid?
Probably get one more after this, if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, that's probably the one chance he'll get. The thing is, though, the beauty of the role at Real Madrid now is that he's got a chance to rebuild something.
Yeah,
The problem you'd have is if you went there in normal circumstances is that they'd have all the pieces together and the expectation is to just win it by 10 points. Now, the expectation is probably just to compete because they're so far behind. So I think the challenge is quite good because whatever he does, if he goes to Real Madrid now and gets second in the league, just narrowly misses out, gets far in the Champions League, it'll be seen as a successful season. If he'd have gone there at the start of the year, you have to win both. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So anything other than winning the league and the Champions League would be a failure. But now he'll be a success if he just gets close.
yeah.
Because that guy's left him in such a fucking position, you know?
No, I agree. I don't know where it's all gone wrong for Real Madrid though. In the sense, I mean, they got hammered on the weekend.
I know.
The El Clasico against Barcelona. I mean, Suarez getting a hat trick.
They're not scoring any goals.
But people are pointing the finger at Ronaldo leaving. But surely one player leaving is not going to change the whole team, or does it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it going to change one player like? Well, I suppose it is Ronaldo, right? So.
You miss 40 goals. I think you're gonna feel that pretty bad. The thing is, the difference is Ronaldo would kill off the small teams. Now they're getting competitive games against the small teams. Like when they were playing a smaller side like Girona, they'd be winning up 1-0, but then Ronaldo would step up with a hat trick and the game's over. And then they can cruise for the rest of the game and rest their legs and then go in the Champions League fresh. Now they're having a hard game with Girona for 90 minutes and it's really affecting the form in both competitions.
Juventus, they look good right now, don't they?
Yeah. I think it's their best start ever, including like all the seasons that they had Capello and people like that. So I think Juventus is it's definitely got to be the team. I think it'll be in top 2-3 teams in Europe for the Champions League this year. especially given that they've still got the manager who's decent. They've still got Ronaldo, obviously, because he's going to bring a lot of goals, and then they've got like a load of options in attack that can't really be matched. I think Dybala, Mandzukic, Ronaldo. There's plenty there. So if they're going to do it, it's going to be this year. They're going to exercise the ghost.
Hopefully, I feel sorry for Buffon, man. He left last season, didn't he? I mean,
They win it this year.
He was desperate for a Champions League medal.
It's like when Ibrahimovic left Inter to win the Champions League with Barca.
Did you see his
and then
goal?
they won it.
Did you see his goal, the roundhouse kick goal? Yeah. Oh my goodness, that guy at the age of what? He's my age, 37, 38, and he's still like out there doing it.
Looks like a yoga instructor, doesn't he?
No, but he is. I mean, every time Ibrahimovic, man, he's just got man. Ibrahimovic. He just got to say he's the man. I mean, right now,
the Swedish samurai.
He is. He's just him and Ronaldo. I don't know what it is. They just don't lose any. I don't know. They don't lose any brilliance. I mean, yeah, okay, probably stamina wise, they probably can't give it as much as they used to. But from a technical standpoint, it just
they seem to improve, don't they? Because their legs are fresher because they're not running as much as they were.
So going back to United. So this whole thing with Mourinho, I think last time when we were on the podcast, we were talking a lot about Mourinho and whether he's got the dressing room or whether he hasn't, and the whole issue with Pogba. So, do you think Mourinho's safe now?
Yeah, safe till Christmas.
Well, safe till So what happens now? So they've got Juventus next week for the return leg of the Champions League. Now, say if they lose to Juventus, they got Man City then after that.
Yeah,
and say if they lose to Man City. Don't you think the pressure will pile back on?
Yeah, it'll pile back on, but the problem is that Woodward's made his bed with Mourinho, so he's either got to give him money and obviously let him use it at Christmas to strengthen the squad, or he's got to admit failure. And for him to admit failure, given he failed with Moyes, technically he failed with Van Gaal, and he's going to fail with Mourinho, I guess his job's up for threat, right? That's the thing. So the minute he admits that Mourinho's the wrong hire after 2 or 3 years, Woodward's got to go.
Yeah.
And they love him. The Glazers love Woodward, don't they? Because he just grew the revenue quite a lot. So
I think, though, the thing is, I think they do need to give Jose some money in January now.
Yeah.
I mean, for Jose to really kind of sort that team out from a defensive point of view, because the biggest frailties I see in that side still is defensively. It's like they can score going forward, but that they're vulnerable at the back, and that you can
tackle against Everton.
Yeah,
schoolboy.
It was
back to school.
Yeah, and I was actually feeling confident after we got that penalty. I thought there was something in it for us. Yeah. I thought there was something in it for us, but again, our quality in the final third let us down. But then someone like a City, they'll punish you for that. So. I don't know. Looking at where United are in the table, I think that if they lose again, it's the away game to Juventus, so the likelihood is they probably won't win that game either, right?
No, they look the second best.
I think the best thing they can try and hope for is try and get a draw away. But I think if they lose to City, I think again their league position. I think looking at I don't know. It's a tough one. I know that Real Madrid are quite interested in wanting Mourinho as well. So, we'll have to see how the next couple of games go, because I think if the next couple of games Mourinho doesn't get any results, could end up going to another club like Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Cool.
He won't struggle to find a job, put it that way.